as well were just crazy numbers. 23-10, they out-demoed France. So they might not be efficient when it comes to shooting, but if they're hitting the, German players in this case, they might get a little bit tilted, and that might open the door for them.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Oli was better at hitting the French attackers than he was at hitting the ball into the French net, as Tox will score early on. It's 12 seconds in, and Germany has yet another early goal.
Well, he's 1 from 1, Tox, and Rizix is 1 from 1 from hitting Oli out of the way. Lovely stuff there, and playing the Netherlands game straight away. You feel that it might just be a case of fighting fire with fire, both these teams. Playing so efficiently in rotations, that is. Maybe not in the shooting sense of things. But two top-notch teams. And Germany has the opener.
Well, here goes Tox up high, coming down hard as well. And at least got that away from Oli in the corner, made him chase it down. Now Catalysm has that ball in front. Tho let it get there before he could clear it away. And here goes Mike Boy, one-on-one with Rizx. Got this through for Tho, and nothing doing there at all. Netherlands have to go back to the drawing board as they rely on Oli. We've seen that pass a few times out of the Netherlands, trying to get that ground pitch across for a heavy shot on net. France was able to stop it. You would expect that out of that team because, again, some of the best defenders in the world. You don't necessarily think of Germany as a defensive squad. They almost turned that into offense.
We saw that from the Great Britain squad, the 1-2 punch right from the midfield as well. But you talk about the ceiling pass. I think I saw Mike Boy in the French game just be on that ceiling pretty much 24/7 and just waiting for the ball to come up to him and then dunking it down to either Tho or Noli. Not Noli. I'm thinking of Gil. Tho or Oli. They're similar enough.
Close enough. You know, if you really get caught up, just cough as you say it, and then nobody will notice. What a shot coming out here from Rizx. Yeah. Catalysm with a good block on Tho. Here goes Tox. He'll still have Catalysm downfield as an option, but he's on his way back now, wisely so. Rizx over towards Tox, and again, Tho will have that ball away easily. Things have slowed down significantly for especially the Netherlands. Germany's starting to play that pace as well, and you got a 1-goal lead. Sure, I guess you'd like to slow the game down and make it a little tougher for Netherlands to have more looks with possession. But I would imagine against this Netherlands team, as much as they scored, you want to run it up.
Absolutely, but it was kind of what we saw Germany do against Saudi Arabia early on. They got the opening goal fairly quickly and then just kind of sat back and bided their time for the next opportunity to come by. I don't think they have the luxury of doing that against this Netherlands team. They are going to push you and push you and push you until you break, not bend, or until you bend and then break. But Germany now with Rizx up top, Tox now dunking it down, and how the hell did that not go in?
My goodness, the defense just let him shoot it. I mean, they were just hoping that he did miss, and luckily, he did. But boy, the Netherlands are not going to get away with that again, I assure you. Oli, netward, Tho looking for a redirect, couldn't get there. And now this bounces out for Catalysm, but he has no boost, and it does not spawn for him at midfield. Just goes neutral on that 50-50. Oli hangs with the ball. Did not get that midfield boost, though. Tho got it from behind. And Oli's going to rotate out for Tho to take the shot. And there is some of that boost that the Netherlands have been able to take right out from under the noses of Germany. They have the pieces in place to get on the scoreboard, but the shot, the finish, the most important part of the pie is not there.
It's because Germany just simply aren't letting them take the shot. Every shot that's coming towards net that the Netherlands are trying to pull off, Germany is just making them a 50-50 challenge. They're not even saving it on the goal line. They're going straight to the ball, going for the challenge, as Tho has to whip that one into the corner. So it must be so frustrating for the Netherlands to work their way downfield and then they just run into a brick wall.
Plenty of saves, though, still to go around for Germany. It's amazing. None of these shots look like they're high quality, except that one right there is only saved by Tox. It's got to be at least
nothing quality
saves.
about that.
You're right.
Absolutely nothing quality about that. Everyone flopping over the ball. The Netherlands, I keep saying, they keeping this close. They're going to have a shot here in the last 40 seconds. Tho might even bring this one down. And Catalyst, going up for the 50 again, but Tho almost finding the angle. Mike Boy stealing the boost, but can't get the shot off again. The shooting efficiency, the shooting accuracy as well, but that's a little bit more accurate from Oli, and Tho to follow it up and tie it.
My gosh, it had to go in eventually. It feels like 11 or 12 shots from the Netherlands before they finally get one through. An excellent setup. Tho finally there to finish it off with 24 to go. And the Netherlands are back in business against their rivals, Germany.
And that's got to feel good, shooting all game long, not able to get anything off. Tho had 5 shots up to this point, and that's his only goal so far. What was his stats in the last series again?
2 for 15.
2 for 15, so make that now 3 for 20. That's how maths works.
Yeah, my goodness. That is still an abysmal percentage, but again, they've gone against 2 stellar defensive teams, only trying to steal it at the end. No, and now Tho keeps us in the air as well. No time on the clock. Germany playing for overtime, and we'll get there.
And thankfully enough for Germany, they were really nervous that the Netherlands were going to pull off some crazy shot at the end there. We've seen so often in the last couple of days here, Stacks, that everyone wants to keep the ball up at 0 seconds. They're following rule 1 to a T. It's rule 1.
Okay,
don't give me that look.
No, you know what? We're not going to have that conversation.
Don't give me that look, Stacks.
Yeah, we're not going to have that conversation today. I'll tell you what, though, Tho is a riverboat gambler. I mean, he will never play for overtime. Like you saw at the end of that game, had a chance to maybe drop it. No, let's just keep this in the air. You saw earlier against France, K-Dop, one of the best players in the world, going up the wall. Nope, Tho's just going to pre-jump this casually and win, by the way. Just crazy stuff out of Tho. Just oozes confidence, and you need that here for the Netherlands, but you also need defense as Tox just dribbles casually down the field and wins it from the wing for Germany.
Yeah, it was only 47 seconds of overtime, but you felt for about 45 of those seconds Netherlands had control, had the shots onto net, but just nothing was dropping, and then they overcommit, and the one big boom downfield by Germany puts them 1 in front in this crucial series.
That's got to feel real bad for the Netherlands. They drop another 2-1 decision.
Yeah.
After
it was 2-1 on every game except the last one.
Except for Game 5 against France, yeah.
1-0.
And they end up dropping that series, and now maybe a real bad omen as Germany, behind just 9 shots, 6 of them coming from Tox himself, gets the dub in Game 1. And sure enough, for the Netherlands, 12 shots, the 1 goal to show for it. It's been a frustrating day for the Netherlands. They get all these great looks at the net, and still only so few goals to show for it.
Yeah, and you got to be frustrated if you're the Netherlands, like you said. I mean, they had to wake up. God, they had to wake up at 11 a.m. this morning to play this game. Oh my! Oh, it's such a shame. They must be so knackered. But
yeah, so if you're bringing Coach Juicy a birthday cake tomorrow, wait until about, I don't know, 18:30.
We don't say 18:30.
Oh, okay. What do you say?
Half 6.
Then what's the point in using 18 and
just
whatever?
Half 6 in the evening, or you know what you're on about. At least that's what we say in the UK. I don't know about Europe. They just say 18:30,
Yeah, just bring it to him the day after. He might actually be awake. Here we go with our second game, and it's starting just like the first game. It's starting just like almost every game from Germany. Another goal either on the kickoff or shortly after.
I need to double check this isn't a replay of game number 1, because it just feels like we're stuck in Groundhog Day with Germany, just the same thing happening over and over and over again.
You hear that sound? That's Bill Murray smashing another alarm clock.
I've forgotten the song now.
I got you, babe.
That's it. I got you, babe.
We're so old.
We are.
Well, oh my goodness.
No, me not so old.
Once we're quoting Groundhog Day? Yeah. Just let me go get my boomer card right now. 1-0 to Germany here in the first minute. Sing another verse just like the other. They have been on top of teams very early on. And again, just about every game so far. It was only the one game against Saudi Arabia that they still won in the last seconds that they didn't score until the final minute. Just been incredible from Germany. And again, it's that confidence we talked about earlier on. We talked about it on the desk after that series. When you start a game playing from ahead I mean, you could take so many more risks. You have just all that confidence because you know the other team has to eventually bring the fight to you. They can't just sit back and wait for another mistake. Tox got it down in front for Rizex, but he dove in with a little too much
Everyone's
faith,
up.
and they're gonna get punished. Holy ties it.
Oh, well, if you're Germany, you're licking your chops to that one, thinking, oh, Tox has finally got it. He's finally through. But no, he just misses it off the post, and Ole says, thank you very much, sir. Tox singing to him, saying, I got you, babe. There's one free one for you.
Netherlands tied up much earlier on than they did in game one. They had to wait till the closing seconds to get an equalizer. Rizex right at Mike Boy. Easy stop. Now Catalysm after the demolition by Tox,
Gotta be on
by
target.
Rizex. And this is set away. Golden opportunity there for Germany. They are turned aside though as the initial shot nowhere near the mark. Now Rizex getting bumped around, so too was Catalysm.
What is happening?
Here comes Mike Boy to take the lead.
Complete confusion on the goal line for Germany. Everyone bumping everyone. And it's actually Ole, the disruptor, at taking Catalysm and Rizex out of the play in one fell swoop and puts Netherlands in the lead for the first time.
Did he bump one into the other?
I think he did. He pull shotted him straight up. It was like a complete wrecking ball coming through, like a big snowplow. Just take it. I mean, you live in Maine. You know about snow.
Way
and
too much about snow. Get rid of all of it.
Oh yeah.
That was just brilliant though. Billiards on display is now Tox and Tho. Not quite.
Star-crossed lovers.
Not quite. You know, they thought about it and then they're like, you know what? We'd actually like to maybe win this game, so, you know.
No, we'll just mutually agree to part ways. I'll get your phone number for later.
Here goes Mike Boy. He's got Ole in front. Looking for him, and Ole turns away. Tho is up as well. That's going to force Netherlands into an awkward spot defensively as they come back, and Tox trying to get the ground pinch, could not. And Ole has that near the mark, and it near enough to count as a shot that Catalysm had to direct away.
How is Catalysm still going off that? I think Mike Boy went and bumped him, but he's like, no, I will drive on. I will still be on this wall, taking this ball down. And it is looking a little bit better for Germany, although Ole does have possession here, tries to find Tho in the middle, but good pick away by Catalysm. He's been, I talked earlier about every time Netherlands shot, someone from Germany was there to make the 50-50 challenge. He does it to perfection there, and it pops free for Rizex to tie it up.
This is just Tho getting a dose of his own medicine. Rizex just comes up, read his soul, took the ball away, and tied the game.
Excellent read from Rizex. And that is what Germany do best, in my opinion, Stacks. They just know exactly where Netherlands are going to go with every single one of their shots, every single one of their passes, all their save. They can just see the future. Can this Germany squad? I'd like to ask them what the lottery numbers are tonight, but I doubt they'll be able to tell me because they can't actually read the future. Just in Rocket League.
Good enough.
Is there a Rocket League lottery?
Good enough to get you, I'm sure there is somewhere. But I'm sure we're also not allowed to talk about it. Here goes Catalysm right down Broadway, and Germany's in front.
Couldn't have got it more free if you just took him straight out of the pitch in Catalysm. Nice read, getting that ball right in the middle. And no one from Netherlands was expecting Catalysm. I mean, when that ball pops free in the middle like that, it's up for grabs. You've got to expect someone to be back if you're Netherlands, and just nobody saw it coming. And Catalysm gets pretty much a freebie. He might even get the fourth, although Tho has something else to say about it.
Oh, look at Rizex though, just try to buy his teammate time, and look at all the boosts he's not using. Everybody else has to use boosts to make these challenges, and Rizex just sitting there casually on 91, waiting for a chance to use it. Now he has to use it to rush back because Mike Boy's got a double!
Oh!
Bang, bang!
And it's a bang-bang play. We've been going back and forth throughout this second game here, Stacks. And that's what a way to tie it up. Get the long ball from Tho and the long double touch from Mike Boy. Couldn't have played it better myself. Oh, I can't play this better myself. But 3-3, that's why I'm here and there on the field, Stacks. 3-3 in the final minute.
This has been an incredible series. Just you wondered how the Netherlands would bounce back after that near miss against France. Series that it looked like, I mean, they put their heart and soul into.
Absolutely.
And here they are again in another fight against Germany. Rizex just high and wide. Catalysm got it back towards center. but there's though with Mike Boy downfield. Could be trouble for the Germans as Oli floats one up there.
Just staring at it.
Catalysm has the clear. Yeah, Tox and Rizek's just sitting there like, all right, who's got it? Okay, Rizek's coming to the rescue.
Just standing about like spare parts, expecting Catalysm to do all the work. Luckily for them, he did. But it is Netherlands with the final opportunity in the final 5 seconds. Oli might have the doomsday dish on Rezex, but nothing doing on that one. This is still going towards net. Catalysm just dives in front of it, and we find ourselves in our second OT in our second game.
47 seconds of overtime in game 1, and though we'll just collect this. Made that a little more interesting than it had to be, but it probably was the only play he had. Now Catalysm got it in front, but a little too strong. Nobody on the weak side. Here goes Oli. Only 2 to beat. And Tox just barely got a piece of that. Still left it for a shot, and Tho just snipes the corner.
Where on earth did this come from? Tox, like you said, standing about waiting for the ball to come to him, but it just pops free for Tho and slotting it into that top right corner. Couldn't have placed it any better than that, and that's what ties up Netherlands in this series.
Every class I ever took in school said that shot's impossible, but I guess it worked. 5 shots for Tho. The one that matters is the game winner that ties this series up. And yet another 1-goal game for the Netherlands. This time they come out on top. But oh man, again, we talked about that first series between the Netherlands and France being one heck of an appetizer for what's to come here in Group B. This group has absolutely delivered.
And another shooting barrage from both teams. 12 shots total for Germany, 12 shots total for Netherlands. No, sorry, 10 shots, my bad.
Close enough, give or take a few.
Close enough. But yeah, just everyone just pulling out all the offense, all the stops, and at least we got 7 goals out of it instead of, you know, like a 1-0 game or whatever. So the shooting accuracy, it's slowly creeping up, and the shooting efficiency slowly getting to the levels that we really expect out of these guys.
Yeah, this has just been so much fun to watch between the Netherlands and Germany, 2 teams that absolutely have taken this event oh so seriously. It means so much to all of these players to represent their country on this kind of stage. And now, closing in on one of them, putting their best foot forward towards getting into that top 2. But again, there may not be anything at all determined until that final match in the group that takes place tomorrow. There is still, of course, one more match in the group coming up here. Immediately after this, Saudi Arabia gets France. Well, that's going to be huge. Everything in this group is huge for the standings.
And like you said, the final game tomorrow, France against Germany.
Oh,
classic,
my goodness.
Classic footballing matchup, but a classic Rocket League match as well. I'm expecting that to be a doozy, and it might even be for #1 in the group as well. It'll be very interesting to see how it all pans out into tomorrow. But for these guys right now, still a deadlock at 0-0 and a deadlock at 1-1. And I think everyone's just maybe a little bit more nervy. It seems a little bit more tame here at the start of game number 3. No one really wanting to push too far as of yet.
Oli making sure to grab that corner boost. That's something that, you know, that a little detail that a lot of players have been kind of neglecting. You know, you get the opportunity to take that corner boost, whether it's on your half of the field or not. And a lot of players haven't so far today. Here goes Tho. She's going to have a little bit of time and space to work with after a failed German attack. But still, Mike Boy has to be the one to finally launch this ball out of the zone. Catalysm right over towards Rizex, and he had to work to get a touch on that. Still got this through. Can he center? Not quite, but it's good enough to get to Tox.
Ooh,
high ball for Catalysm. And then, of course, Tox getting launched out of there. Now Rizex doing all he can as Tho can't quite keep the play alive.
Tox was stonking there, just straight to the moon.
Uh-oh.
Here comes Oli looking to put a down payment down on that goal, and he gets it brilliantly in the top right corner.
Yeah, this is just fantastic craftsmanship. Realizes he's got Rizex one-on-one. Rizex has to jump and guess. And then once he's in the air, it's so tough to get any momentum side to side. So immediately, Oli goes far right. Got him. 1-0 to the Netherlands. Demolition out of Mike Boy. And Oli can't force it through Catalysm.
The Netherlands pushing with all they have now. They've got that opener. And that's going to give them a lot of confidence. They want the second. They know how well Germany can battle back and only try to fake out the defense. It's been a real mind game when Netherlands have came down. They've been bumping and demoing the German players all over the shop and trying to slow the play down and force them to make mistakes.
Mike Boy landing on that corner boost, and here he goes. Netherlands looking to extend their lead. Catalysm guides that out to the corner, but Mike Boy made sure to grab that corner boost. I'm sure the boost steals are going to be greatly in Mike Boy and the Netherlands' favor. When all is said and done here, it's Tox. Oh, double commit with Rizek. Leaves Catalysm dead to rights, but they just can't slip the ball by him.
That one won't show up in the stat sheet for Tho, and he's thankful for it. Another big whiff when it comes to offense. He's 2 for 10 in this series so far, barring the coming into this game, I should say. And again, just the efficiency tightens up the Netherlands and forces them to play up again. Mike Boy actually might be one-on-one. Here comes Ole to bring it through, and Catalysm does eventually get back for Germany, but they go right back downfield so quick when it comes to these counterattacks for Germany.
Oh, Mike Boy did well to get this ball downfield, but there's Rizek. Just a fast start out of the zone like he was shot out of a cannon. Couldn't get anything past the defense though. Rizek's going after Ole, couldn't get him. So important to react oh so quickly and decisively as well. There's another demolition. Rizek's battling with Tho, able to make the stop.
And now Netherlands just try to push with all they can, but it might be an open net for Catalysm right downfield. Tho with his 3rd save of this game. Netherlands have stepped up the quality on defense where it matters. And getting that opening goal early might be the difference maker.
Catalysm, good ball for Tox, but not good enough. And it's nicked by Ole, who's done it again, 2-0.
That's so poor from Tox, honestly. You cannot excuse this. You just lay it off, see Ole rushing in for this one. Heads up play by Ole to see that one coming, but Tox, he should have done better there.
41 seconds remain. Could the Netherlands finally win a game by more than 1 goal? Maybe
not by a 2-1 scoreline.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that too. Drop down, almost in, and it is. Tox wins that challenge, and Germany is right back in it.
Breathing down their neck still, and breathing down the Netherlands' neck is this 2-1 scoreline yet again. 34 seconds left. If Netherlands do take it, every game that they have won today will be a scoreline of 2-1, whether it's in overtime or not. But Germany, they have other ideas. They want to get this tied back up at 2 and take it 3-2, potentially in overtime. Tox will go downfield right into this corner, but it's just boom, 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 back and forth between these two halves. And Tox now playing it down, and Ole able to clear.
Catalysm's got to move downfield quickly.
That's open.
Ole had the read, just would not score from the ceiling. I think you excuse him there at least for missing an open net because of the high degree of difficulty. Now with only 2 seconds left, nobody's going to get onto this. And the Netherlands do it again with a 2-1 scoreline.
And I think they get away with one there right at the end as well. They really should have, that should have been in overtime in my opinion. Germany had a great chance towards the end of that one, and I will pick on him here. Tox, that's such a poor play in the Netherlands box as well. You've just got to get it to a teammate, or at least flick it high, catch Ole off guard coming through there. But like I said, the Netherlands defense, they stepped it up this game. Stacks 4 saves from Ole, 4 from Tho, 1 from Mike Boy, for 9 total saves off of the, that's my calculation noise. 11 shots from the Germany squad.
Yeah, look, Germany's shots, they are on target. They're not missing like off the post or off the crossbar. You're not seeing many shots register as shots and not end up as goals or saves. You know, everything Germany puts towards the Netherlands net requires some effort from the Netherlands, and it is real scary when you see shots getting that close, especially some of them did from Team Germany. But they are down in the series. They trail in the series for the first time today. The Netherlands trying to get a huge dub here in Group B.
And it would be a huge win for them as well. Earlier on, going toe-to-toe with the Frenchies and not able to get the win in Game 5. Can they close it out in 4 here against Germany? It will do wonders, not just for their record, but for their good game differential as well. Could be the difference between going through to the playoffs tomorrow and heading out of the Intel World Open. Netherlands want to close this out now.
Think about, of course, as well, the French side looking on here, waiting for their match with Saudi Arabia, but even more importantly, Saudi Arabia watching this going, all right, well, we got swept, but as long as everybody hangs around here at like the 1-win mark, things work out a little bit better for them as everybody stays close to the ground level. Can you imagine if we come out of this second round in Group B with everybody on 1 win going into the last couple of matches, one today and then one tomorrow?
It'd be crazy to think, but for that to happen, Saudi Arabia would have to take down France.
Minor detail.
A very minor detail. That's coming up for you after this series, but it's going to be a tough task. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but right here in the here and now, Netherlands dealing with a lot of Germany pressure right now. In Germany, they have thrived when the pressure has been in their favor. Tox, a thunderous shot on net there, but Tho able to counter it, and Tox just drops it in. One shot powerful, one shot soft, and it's the soft one that heads it.
Oh, Tox, look at that. I mean, look, the demolition helps. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but that is
minor
sick.
detail.
That's sick. Tox makes it 1-0 for Germany in a game they must win to try and keep pace with Netherlands in this series. Prolong things to a 5th and decisive game. Here goes Tho. Trying to get that around Catalysm. That's a good read by Cat. As Mike Boy will give way to Oli, but boy did they make that look incredibly awkward.
Very awkward. It's been very awkward in defense for some of it. And again, Catalysm trying to do his best impression of Tox off the backboard, just dropping that one like a stone. But Netherlands able to deal with it quite well, but it's still Germany with all the attack, all the pressure, and Tox yet again another shot, but saved this time by Mike Boy.
A shot like it was a missile coming off the crossbar too. What a pinch save. And now Mike Boy out to Tho. Got the demolition on Catalysm. Just got to make sure to steal that corner boost. Got the ball centered, but there's Catalysm again. As Oli has to play around. Rizek's got a demolition. Let's see where Mike Boy spawns. It is opposite ball side, so that works out perfectly for the Netherlands.
Oh, perfect.
Mike Boy to send that away.
Perfect spawn, going on the back post when you had both of your teammates on the front. Just able to scoop that ball up and try and clear it long. But again, Germany just holding on to this midfield line, not letting Netherlands move an inch out of their own side of the field. And it's got to be so frustrating for the Netherlands, because when they've been in offense, they just put shot after shot after shot onto the orange net. And eventually one does end up falling, but they might take a few attempts to do it. But if they're not getting the attempts, they're not scoring the goals.
Tho rolls one up. And that's a good block by Oli as the Netherlands hang around here in game 4. But it's Catalysm, got around one. Mike Boy's got to come out and just roll that up to Tho, and Rizek's jumped in front. And again, it's that great field awareness that we've seen on display more and more often, I think, over the last year and a half. You know, players are really reading the game, reading their opponents, and it's starting to feel a little bit like high-speed chess out there.
It's what Tylacto says all the time. Rocket League is not just one on the pitch, but it's one in the mind as well. And seeing these guys reading everyone. Oh, look at Tho coming up the middle, right up Broad Street, and he ties it up.
This is incredible. You've seen a lot of goals with assists, especially out of the Netherlands side. But this time it is all Tho, like a hot knife through butter, through the German defense, and it's all ones on the scoreboard.
1-1, 1 minute 11 seconds to go, but 2-1 still in favor of Netherlands in the series. They would love to be able to take this one and send themselves towards the top of the table. Obviously still the France series pending against Saudi Arabia just in a little bit. But Germany, they have something else to say about this. They don't want to go 1-1. They'd love to send themselves to 2-0 on the day and have a shot at making the playoffs tomorrow. And they almost pre-confirmed into the playoffs tomorrow if they go 2-0.
And the Netherlands fighting to reach a +1 game differential, which is the real important number for them. They go 2-3 in the first series, trying to make it 3-1 here. As this is Oli. Needed one more touch, could not quite get to it. Didn't have the boost to go after that ball at the last moment. Now Tho with Mike Boy to his right. That's won by Catalysm. Right over to Tox, who has all day to play this. Gun around Oli, and Mike Boy's there to support. But now Rizex sent away by Oli with 10 seconds to go. Netherlands trying to do it in regulation. You know, Tho is not going to shy away from this. If he has the chance to keep it in the air, he will. But it's Tox and Germany trying to do so. And the Netherlands let it touch down. We go to OT with the series on the line.
Yeah, I didn't think Tho wanted to keep it up in that situation. As a great man once said, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and know when to run. And Netherlands certainly ran away from that one. They're happy to fold and take it into OT. One goal will be the difference, but which way will it go? Oli will have a chance off the backboards here, but it just drops in favor of the Germany squad. But this is a completely different game that we're seeing for Germany throughout the entirety of regulation. I think I saw the ball in the orange half of the field for maybe about 30 seconds total. For the 30 seconds it's been in overtime, it's been about half of that.
Oli intercepted by Tox, so that's going to force the Netherlands into action. And boy, that is some action. Tho with a big clear. Rizex even better, and Oli wasn't quite the last man, but maybe the most important, going up top to make that challenge. And now Tho, all day and almost 100 boost to work with. Oli to win the series.
He's got it.
He does.
Beautiful play by Tho, sees the defender rushing in on this one, and it's off of Tox, and another poor read by him, just squeezes it over to Oli, and Rizex and Catalysm, they were both there, but we're not expecting the shot to come in anytime soon, and Netherlands do go 1-1 on the day, but they now have that +1 game differential to Stacks.